There's no abnormalities that I can see. I think you have a very healthy baby.
Hey everybody, welcome to What the Flick. Christy, Ben, Alonzo, a British thriller in somewhat limited release this weekend, The Ones Below.
The Ones Below. Okay, so you have Clémence Poésy, who is pregnant with her husband, played by Stephen Campbell Moore. They have a lovely life in a lovely flat in London. And one day, their new downstairs neighbors move in. And what do you know? What are the odds? The wife is also pregnant, a few weeks further along than Clémence Poésy is. And they are chummy, if in a strange, kind of awkward way. They form a friendship, and then they have a dinner party. And then things go downhill from there. Take a look.
Are you happy?
What do you think? We have new neighbors, by the way. They're a couple.
Hi.
Hi. You must have just arrived.
Yeah, last night.
I don't know why you invited them.
She said they don't know anyone. It's like she's got this little secret.
You got a crush on her?
These are for you.
Thank you.
How long have you been together?
Just over 10 years.
Why haven't you got children already?
The truth is, we weren't sure we wanted a child.
What do you mean? I've always known I wanted a child. I don't know what's wrong with me.
We're leaving.
Are you sure you're okay?
I'm fine.
Stay away from my wife!
We just want you to know we are so sorry for what we said.
He's ours. Nothing else matters.
Why don't I take Billy every now and then? Give you a break.
Oh, calm down.
Something's wrong with him.
I know what I want, and I focus on getting it.
You're both wonderful.
What you think you saw, you didn't see.
Did I see you flirting with her? Someone was here. I need to leave that house.
It's much better this way. I love you, baby. You never know your own neighbors.
There's so much I don't want to say about what happens here. But what I will say is David Farr, who wrote and directed this, he wrote the movie HANNA. He wrote The Night Manager. Do you guys do The Night Manager?
No.
No, I need to catch. I've got all of
good.
them in my TiVo. I got to watch them.
I hear it's good. So this is his directing debut. He really gets that the discombobulation you have when you're a newborn, when you're a new mom, when you've got a baby at home, and you don't know whether you're losing your mind or you just need a nap.
Right.
And your sense of time and what's real gets really skewed. And he really gets that here.
They do some really great things with sleep and the lack of sleep. I mean, they can't. When one of the kids is born, they has trouble sleeping, and then they just have somebody's car alarm keeps going off, and that moment of right, and you're so it's like some huge plot twist has happened. You know, you hear the car alarm, you're like, no, right, yeah, it's.
But even before that, though, I would say even when they're driving home from the doctor, right? They've gone and gotten their ultrasound. They've seen their baby. It's little hearts beating, and they're all smiles. But there's like this tinkly kind of eerie music in the background to let you know from the very beginning that things are kind of off.
Oh, you know it's sense. Well, they do a great thing with the couple that moves in downstairs, who I think own the building.
No,
No,
they're new.
They're just the new tenants.
Oh,
There's a guy died downstairs.
Right. Okay.
These guys are new.
Right. So they're either way. It doesn't really matter.
They have access to the garden, which is why they redo the garden.
Right, so they redo the garden downstairs, but we learned very early on that something is different slightly. We don't know what it is, but like they put their shoes, everything's so orderly.
So
the
precise.
garden is orderly. The garden is perfect, and it's and that adds to the sense of what are they just neat?
And everything's like candy colored and decor, and their clothing is like perfectly preppy, and it looks all perfect.
They
Yes.
look right. They
Too
look,
Like they walked out of a catalog.
Yeah.
right. They do look like they walked out of the cat, and she and the wife is always wearing sort of bright colored cardigans.
Right.
And
she's like a little too friendly and a little too familiar, and like a little too ready to get naked at the gym.
Right off the bat, like, oh my God, let's go swimming. I'll take you to the club,
Yeah.
and then she's showering naked next to her. It's there's also a great moment, which is, as far as I know, like the first movie maybe ever to do this, and it deserves credit. We've reached 2016 in a difficult moment in the movie where pressure is on characters. They can't find a place to park.
Yes, in London.
it
There's not a
was so
spot right
great.
in front of their building.
True.
Yes,
And
right,
they get,
yeah.
and it's just one line. He's like, "That's the way to park."
Yeah, so you were not nearly as fond of this as
I
we were,
was
it
not,
sounds like.
you know, there are times when I see movies where I think, I wish there wasn't this sort of rule about that, feature films have to be 90 minutes. Because-
85, baby.
Well, this is 85, yeah. But even like even in that much, I was watching, I thought, God, this would be like a great like Tales from the Dark Side episode, maybe a little longer than that. I felt like 45, 50 minutes, you would really just land this ship and do everything you needed to do. To me, it sort of, I kind of figured out where it was going to go, and then it was just like, can we get there? Can we get there? Can we get there? And that dissipated the tension for me. There are moments of real tension, and you pointed out several of them, and I love the ideas behind this, and I like all the mood they establish, and yeah, the whole sort of like, I need some sleep, and I'm losing my shit, But I don't know, I didn't feel like there was enough there to sustain a feature film.
I would say I also kind of knew where it was going. I mean, there are some twists, and there are some moments that seem kind of not just predictable, but inevitable. But the tone is so precise, and he maintains the tension so well that I was still hanging on.
I disagree with both of you on a couple of counts. One, I because we watched it on a screener.
As did I.
Right, you know how long it is, right? Because the bottom of your screen. So to me, I was frustrated by that. I wanted it to be longer when I was like, how are they? But I think what you will like about it is that while some of those twists that you guys are talking about seem inevitable, the resolution of them to me did not seem inevitable. They could have gone in a number of
different ways.
They could have gone in a number of different ways, and I was very, very anxious about which way it would go.
Okay.
Consistently anxious about which way it would go. And then when I finished watching, I had to watch the Americans afterwards. It was already like 1:40 in the morning.
Whoa.
But
Speaking of being sleep-deprived.
I thought I was so relieved that I had to watch the Americans afterwards because I thought I'm not going to sleep now. And so I was really, I was into this from start to finish. I was nervous. This happened on more than one occasion as I'm watching. I was like, oh.
Right. The thing where you look away.
Yeah.
I want to say that the actress who plays the other wife, Laura Birn, she's a Finnish actress, and she's really good in this because she finds this perfect balance of being like kind of sexy and kind of cool, but also kind of awkwardly friendly and also kind of menacing, and she's got it all going on simultaneously. The guy who playing her husband, David Morrissey, is really austere in a creepy way. Like they're just super creepy.
He does rage really well. That sudden burst of rage.
No, there's a lot of reading between the lines with those two. That's just like the insight that you get on their relationship. Where
Who
you're
are
just like,
they?
ugh,
I thought she looked.
I
thought she looked so much like Cheryl Ladd in like season 3 of Charlie's Angels.
I can see that. So no,
It's a good look.
recommendation for
It's a
you.
good look.
Yeah, I
It's a good
didn't.
look.
I didn't hate this movie. I just didn't love it as much as you guys did.
Right.
I more kind of admire what they were going for, but I wasn't super enamored with the results.
Okay, what's your number then?
What did I say?
You said 5.
I said 5. Yeah, I think it's sort of straight up down the middle. It works as much as it doesn't work, and if you are inclined to like these sort of twisty thrillers, this might be right up your alley.
I said 8.2. I reviewed it for RogerEbert.com and gave it 3 stars, so I'm saying 8.2. You?
Yeah, I think you're both low. I gave it a 9.2.
Whoa.
This kind of movie is, again, it does what it does, I think, about as well as can be done. It was like The Hand That Rocks the Cradle meets Pacific Heights.
I was thinking about Pacific Heights too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I am the non-parent in the group,
Right.
so that
I don't
might
think that
also.
maybe. I think my tension would have existed 4 years ago.
Yeah, as a mom, I get it. Also, we have not said the words Rosemary's Baby yet.
That's right.
There's a in that you have this claustrophobic setting in an apartment and there's
Sure.
a baby.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that.
Yeah. Yes.
I think it's more. I think it's more Pacific Heights than Rosemary's Baby, just because I wanted to say that sentence.
Okay. And
And now
that's a
you have.
perfect
Yeah.
description.
Yeah.
All right, so go see it. Thanks. Bye.